Hello everyone, welcome back to the Kia Hyundai channel. My name is Gabi.
And my name is Pat. And Gabi, what are we shooting today?
Today we are shooting the 2023 Kia Forte EX Plus. It's actually been quite a while since we've had an EX Plus here, and if you can't tell by the title of this video, I think this is definitely my top pick for the Kia Forte, coming from someone who already drives a Forte.
So why do you think it's the top pick?
Well, I think our highest volume Forte is definitely the EX, right?
Yes.
Which is one trim level below this. This one's just over $1,000 more, and some of the features that you get with this specific trim level, I think it's well worth way over $1,000. 100%.
Yeah,
so
I would agree.
We're going to do a full walk around interior, exterior. I'm going to point out some of the differences from this trim level as opposed to the trim level below and what you get in the trim level above. And then towards the end, we'll answer your guys' questions in true Kia Hyundai channel fashion.
All right, so Gabi, why do we do those videos for those who are just joining us?
So we do these live videos every weekday at 2 p.m. for 3 reasons. Number one, you may own a Kia or Hyundai vehicle. We want to give you all the insider tips, tricks, almost like an owner's manual, but maybe a little bit more entertaining. And then number two is?
Number two is you may be looking for a new car, and we want you to consider the Hyundai Kia brands because they're great brands that add great value, but cars that look good.
Yes, absolutely. And
lastly,
number three, if all these videos tick your boxes and you have landed on a Kia or Hyundai vehicle and you live in Ontario, which is in Canada, why not buy it from us? We have 3 stores, all in Ontario: Brantford Kia, where we film every day, Brantford Hyundai, which is about 10 minutes down the road, and then Owen Sound Hyundai, which is more on the outskirts of Ontario. Each of these dealers will be happy to help you out. And if you come to Brantford Kia, you'll actually see me and Pat. We're real people that actually work here every day.
Yeah, actually this week I've met more of our subscribers, I think, than I have any other time.
Yeah.
Like it's been
crazy.
It's been fun.
Yes, so thank you guys so much for whoever watches the channel and supports our business in person. It is so interesting to meet you guys. It's so cool. It feels unreal sometimes.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
It's great.
Super weird.
It's fun. Okay, for those of you who are not watching live, we're going to show you how you can join us in the future.
Yes. I already saw a question from Mark if there's any news for him, but we'll get into that. So on this page here, you can see this is our channel name, and if you're watching this video already, congratulations, you found our channel. Why not subscribe while you're here? To catch our next upcoming live video, you want to make sure you're going on a weekday at around 2 p.m. and under our home tab or our live tab, you'll see the day's upcoming video. All you have to do is click on that. It'll take a couple seconds to load you in, but then you'll have an ad as well. You can skip that. And the main reason why we do these lives, one of the big reasons, is the interaction we get with you guys. So on this panel here, you can see we have a live chat box, and that's where you guys can ask us questions. You can let us know if there's anything you want to see in the car that we may have skipped, and maybe you'll find out that one of your cars are incoming or already on the way. Mark, this one's for you.
Or maybe here.
Maybe here, exactly. All right, so I'm just going to make sure this is good, and then we'll get into the Forte. So this is the EX Plus trim, like I mentioned earlier. It still has the 2-liter naturally aspirated gasoline engine that is in the LX trim, the EX Premium. So that output is 147 horsepower with 132 pound-feet of torque. I will pop the hood so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And as someone who drives a Forte every day and does a lot of highway driving, I can tell you the rated fuel efficiency is actually much better. So depending on how you like to drive, that is. I have been known to have a heavy foot, and my car consistently reads at 6 liters per 100 kilometers for highway driving. Could be a lot better if you are a better driver. I'll be straight up with you guys. For your transmission, it is an IVT transmission, which stands for Intelligent Variable Transmission, and that's another reason why this vehicle is so fuel efficient. Now, there's a lot of complaints about CVT transmissions, namely in Nissan vehicles. And I will say Kia's done a great job with their version of it, and hence that's why it's called the IVT transmission. It's intelligent. It does not feel like an elastic band. It is so smooth. And now here's one of the big reasons why I think the EX Plus is the absolute best trim for your money for the Forte, and it's the beautiful LED headlights. So every single light in this headlight unit is an LED. If you're looking at an EX, you're gonna have a mix of LED daytime running lights, but halogen bulbs. So with this, you get a super strong cutoff. You can kind of see it on the wall over there, but it'll really make its difference at nighttime. Now these LEDs also add an extra feature called high beam assist. So what this vehicle does is once you have your high beams on and it senses another vehicle coming or enough light around you, it'll shut off your high beams and turn them back on once you do enter a dark space. And now I'll have Pat come on over to this side. I'll show you guys another thing that you get when you go up to the EX Plus trim level, and those are your 17-inch alloy wheels. So this has a very different design than the traditional EX. I absolutely love it. shares the same design as the EX Premium. So this trim level and the trim level above have the exact same wheels. I think they look really good. All right, and then also for our mirrors on this trim level is where you'll get your turn signal repeaters with LEDs. So very bright, great safety feature. Now on the flip side, we have our blind spot detection light. So this vehicle will have that light lit up if there is a vehicle either in your left or right blind spot. And then if I were to indicate a turn, it will give me an audible alert to indicate not to go there, and it will correct you if you do try to change lanes and it senses a collision or risk of a collision. We'll come along to the back. I'm gonna pop open the trunk so you guys can see just how much space we have there. And again, from an owner's perspective, I take my Forte everywhere. It's like my little pickup truck. Oh, I popped the hood. Just so you, there we go. All right. I take my Forte everywhere, which means whenever we go to the cottage, anything, I'm stuffing it with coolers, blankets, anything. There's a lot of room in here. It's very deceiving, especially because of how dark it is in here. You may not be able to tell. There's so much room. Underneath the floorboard, you have your mobility kit, so right over there. Now this does not come with a spare tire on the Forte, however you have tons of room to put one there if you would rather. And then you still have lots of storage space underneath here as well. If that's not enough room for you, you do have these pull tabs which knock down your rear seats. They split in a 60-40 split, so you can have one side down, the other side up, whatever works best for what you're doing. Then another great thing I love about the Forte is the crystal clear backup camera. Can't show you the camera feed here, but I can show you where the camera is. If you live somewhere like us in Canada, that's gonna get covered in salt in the winter. Super easy to wipe down and clean. Absolutely love my backup camera. Then just the styling of the Forte itself is absolutely stunning. You also get LED taillights on this trim level. It might be a little bit hard to pick up now, but at nighttime, they truly make a difference. Make your car look very, very premium. All right. Here's another little thing that I should try to point out. It might be hard to pick up on camera, but with the redesign for 2022 or the refresh, they added a lot more texture and design elements into the headlights. I think it looks so good. It truly shines in the sunlight too. It's just almost a prism effect. There are some things regarding the front end that you can't really see, but I will talk about, and that's a forward collision sensor that is integrated into your front bumper. You also have lane keep and lane follow assist. So this vehicle can pick up pedestrians, cyclists, and other motorized vehicles and will warn you if there's a risk of a collision. It can also brake for you. It's a great system to have. Hopefully you never have to use it, but it is nice to have. Now, we'll hop inside. All right, before Pat hops in, he's like, whoa. I'll talk about the seats. So these are our cloth seats. They're heated for both driver and passenger, and you get 3 different levels of heat. You also get this really cool striped design down the middle. The previous generation Fortes did not have any sort of real design into their cloth seats. They saved that for the GT trims that had the leather. So it's really nice to have a little bit of a texture and design in here. Now, Pat, you can come in. All right. Behind the wheel, it may look like your other Fortes, but there's one thing that really makes a difference in here, and that's the sunroof. So Pat, before our video, said, I think for the sunroof alone is worth almost $1,000, and I totally agree. Even if I don't have my glass panel open, I always have my cover out, and it gives so much more space and so much more an open feeling into the cabin. I really like it, especially with a smaller sedan like this. Now, let's talk about some driver features. First off, we got our beautiful steering wheel. It is leather wrapped and it is heated. I think a heated steering wheel alone is one of the best features you can have in a vehicle, especially where we live. There are still some days, I think last week, I would just wake up, get ready for work in the morning and still turn on my heated steering wheel in May. So it's really nice to have. You'll use it more than you think. I'm going to grab the camera from Pat real quick to show you guys what's on my left side here. So right over there we have our brightness adjustment. So if I put either plus or minus, it'll adjust just how bright my gauge cluster and my main screen is over there. Perfect if you're on the go and it's a little bit too harsh for you. Over here, we can turn off our blind spot detection. So once the light's on, that means the system's on. If I press that off, it turns off, and you'll even get a little notification there. We'll turn it back on though. You also have your traction control, your nice air vents, which remind me very much of a jet or being on an airplane. For your cluster here, you have your tachometer on the left and your speedometer on the right, as well as your fuel gauge and your temperature. You also have a distance to empty reading at the very top, and you can actually play around with this center screen here by pressing this little notepad button on your steering wheel. So I'm just going to switch hands and go through your different menus. So here you have your digital speed, your user settings. So you can play around with your driver assistance settings, like warning timing, the volume, turn stuff on, turn it off. So forward safety, collision. Active assist means it'll actually brake for you if it senses a collision. Warning will just provide a warning, or you could shut it all off completely. Here's your lane safety. So right now it's off, but we can turn it on to assist. So it will actively assist me, keeping me in my lane. There's also blind spot. It's on active assist right now, and parking safety. So if I threw my car into reverse right now and another car was coming up from behind me, either on the left or right side, I would get an audible notification, and it'll also show me on my backup camera that there is an obstacle moving back there to advise me not to reverse. It's absolutely great if you do live somewhere very busy, or if you live in an apartment building with a very, very busy parking lot. Saved me so many times. There's a lot of instances where you can't see what's going on. I try my best, but seriously, it's so good to have. Now also on the steering wheel on the very left side, we have all our Bluetooth and media controls. So voice commands, volume control, which you can press down to mute it quickly on the spot, and even your phone, which picks up a call or ends a call. The center, Kia logo and their beautiful horn. Maybe we'll do a horn test if we get enough likes. Then on the right side, you have your driver assistance. So this notepad button, which I showed earlier, cycles between your menus. This is to start your cruise control, to set your speed up and down, to pause or restart, and then to turn on your steering assistance with the touch of a button. I absolutely love Kia's steering assistance. It is so, so gentle and super, super smooth, but it still responds to driver feedback. So if there was a pothole in the road or any sort of road debris, I can provide driver adjustments and it will listen to me and won't take full control over the vehicle. It's really nice. And then on our main screen over here, this Forte has a feature that not even our top-of-the-line EV6 GT, our most expensive car, has, and that's a wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It works very, very well, I will say. It works much better than when you get a wireless CarPlay adapter. So that's what you'd have to use in our more premium models that don't have wireless CarPlay. So this is nice. This is very smooth. And then, to top it all off, you can still charge your phone without a cable because you have a wireless phone charging pad right over here. It is quite large as well, so even if you have one of those bigger phones, like an iPhone Pro Max, it'll still fit in there. It charges perfectly. Alright, so now that the wireless conversation's over, we'll talk about some of the buttons that we do have. If you're more of a Bluetooth audio type of person, you can still listen to Bluetooth music from your phone. You can also plug in a USB with music on and listen to it there. You still have radio, AM and FM. If you are a SiriusXM user, you don't have SiriusXM built into this car, but you can use the app and then project it with Bluetooth over there. Super easy to use. We also have volume control, our tune control, and then physical buttons. So all these physical buttons here you can actually get into by touching the screen as well. So whatever your preference is, super easy to use. Down here you got more air vents and your hazard lights, and then you get into your climate control area. So we have a single zone climate control in this trim level, temperatures over here, fan speeds over here, and then directions of your fans right here. Over here we have our AC button, our rear window defrost, wireless phone charger like I mentioned. Then down here you'll have your 12 volt, so you can plug in any sort of adapter there and power whatever it is you need to power. A USB, and then another USB that's meant for faster charging. So this is what you're going to use to do any software updates or connect any sort of media device, and then this is definitely optimal for charging. Little storage space here. It's actually a pretty big storage space, I will say. That's where I tend to put all the junk in my car. My keys go there, my phone goes there sometimes. There's lots of room. And then we have our shift knob. So the Forte offers, I don't want to say Tiptronic, but that's the only word I can think of whenever I go to talk about this. So you can manually select your gears if you want, and this will switch your vehicle into sport mode. Sport mode is not a gimmick either. It definitely does change the way the vehicle operates. It will consume a bit more fuel, but it'll be a lot more fun to drive in. Now, if sport mode's not your thing, if you go to our drive mode button right over here, it gives you 3 different preset drive modes. So you have normal right at the top, which is just a regular ride. It's going to be super fuel efficient. Sport mode, like I mentioned, it's a lot more fun. And then smart. So smart adapts to whatever you're doing. If I'm just taking it nice and easy on the road, it's going to put me in a very, very fuel efficient normal mode. And then if I give the car a little bit more gas to pass somebody or to get on the highway or just for funsies, it will switch me into sport mode temporarily until I start driving a little bit slower, more normal. I did mention that you have heated seats, so these are your controls for your heated seats. You'll see we have 3 different levels, and both the driver and passenger gets it. And only the driver gets the heated steering wheel, but maybe in the future we'll get a heated passenger wheel. Maybe. And then we also have our parking brake. So this is not an electronic one, but a lot of our... Pat, I was going to say, do you prefer an electronic parking brake or a regular manual parking brake? A good old-fashioned parking brake. Or do you have no preference?
I never use either.
You never use either, okay.
No.
I typically don't use it either unless I'm really parking on a hill. But I thought about it. What if your brakes fail? It is so nice to have a manual parking brake.
Yeah, sure.
He's like, okay.
Or if you're drifting.
Yeah, or if you're drifting. I mean, if you want to drift a front-wheel drive Forte, that's totally up to you, but sure, go for it. Okay, now right over here, we have our center console, 2 cup holders in the middle as well, and Pat will quickly show off the glove box.
My favorite part.
The very, very important part of the car.
Yeah, it's a glove box.
Comes with manuals. What more could you ask for? I will quickly go over our sunroof controls because we don't have them in the trim levels below. So super easy to use. The cover itself is manual, so you will have to put a little bit of arm work in. And then over here, if I want to open the glass, I'm going to push it backwards the way I want the glass to go. If I want to close it, I'm going to push it forwards. And then another special feature is you can push it up like a button and it will tilt open your sunroof. So you can still get that nice fresh air, but it's not going to come in and mess up your hair. Wow. All right, let's check out the back. We gotta let Mark know what's happening with this car. Poor guy's been watching a Forte video all day. All right, now, so this is what it would be like sitting behind myself. I don't sit too close to the wheel, believe it or not, but I'm not the furthest from the wheel. So knee room wise, I have tons of space, almost literally a forearm's worth of space. And then underneath the seat, there is quite a fair bit amount of room to put your feet itself. Now heels probably aren't the best way to show it, but with flat shoes, you could totally put your feet under there. There is a USB in the very center here as well for some connectivity back here. And then you do have air vents. So there is airflow to your rear passengers. They will absolutely love that. I'm just gonna adjust myself and show you guys that we do have a cup holder and armrest for your center console here. Also, of course, it does have a seat, and all these seats do have car seat anchors, so if you do have little ones, you can find space for them here. I will also say, because the Forte is front-wheel drive, the hump in the center isn't too high. So if you do have somebody sitting in the middle seat over here, they're not going to be too crammed or too balled up together. It's fairly comfortable for a compact sedan for sure.
In the back, it just has one USB, is that correct?
Yeah, just one USB in the very center console.
Okay.
But you do have 2 USBs up there and a wireless phone charger, so provided if
So
the
there's
driver's
no shortage
next
of
to you.
charging.
Yeah, there's no shortage, that's for sure. There's 4 ways to charge a phone in here. And only 5 seats, so only one person's gonna be left without a charging option. But that's about it for the walk around of our Forte. If you guys have any questions, let us know, but I think we should give Mark some info on his car, maybe.
Yeah.
Do you have any updates for him?
Just open that door.
Oh, seriously? Everyone's always asked for a tour of the dealership. This is what they're getting.
Mark, did you see that blue EV6 right there?
He's not on anymore, can you imagine?
Okay, let's take some questions.
All right. How well does Pat fit in the front and rear seats? Legroom, headroom? That's
right.
probably a really good example to show.
Okay.
Mark said that's his, right?
That is his. That's his car.
That is your car.
I thought it was going to be here like 2 months from now, and then it showed up. Okay, so the front seat is back as far as it goes right now. So I'm going to be sitting behind someone who's my size, and I'm between 6'1" and 6'2".
Nice.
Okay, so headroom, no problem. There's probably, a good fist. So that's not an issue. Legroom with the seat all the way back, it's a little snug for me, but it's manageable. Mm-hmm. So our close friends' kids are both 6'4", and they drive a Forte, and they
make it work.
They make it work. They mostly sit in the front, though.
Most of my friends are pretty short, but I very frequently have my car loaded of people and just things, and no one's ever complained. Oh. It's a little too low. There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Eyes up here.
Oh my gosh. All right. I'm a proud owner of a 2011 Kia Soul Plus, just rolled over 300,000 miles and still going strong. Woo-hoo,
That is
Tim.
awesome, Tim. Thank you. Yeah, what a cool car. We've sold a lot of souls over the years.
We've sold.
We've sold a lot of souls. All right, let's check out some questions. No sunglass compartment, right?
Yeah, no, there was a sunglass compartment.
Brad, there is a sunglass compartment.
Yes. You scroll up a little bit. Good practice to put the parking brake on. Yes, I still have some customers will go to do a trade-in appraisal and the parking brake's always on. And we're in a flat parking lot.
I've never used it, with the exception of if I was parking on a hill.
Or a manual car. Yeah.
Or a manual car, yeah.
Yeah, I don't frequently use it either. Let's see.
Europe has the Proceed named instead of the Forte. Yeah, that's right, it's a Seed. They have something called a shooting brake, which is a swoopy version of the Forte 5. Does it come to Canada, Pat? You got to make it happen. We get the Forte 5, but we haven't been getting a lot of them, to be blunt. So
Yeah.
it's been a struggle.
Someone said, Gabi, it's 2023, not 2022. Did I? Oh, sorry, guys. But yes, this is a 2023. Let's see.
Yeah, Mark, get your charger, bud. So Andrea's going to be reaching out to you to start talking about pickup and delivery and all that kind of stuff. But that is your car. So
It is here.
you've been waiting a long time for it. So
He said I better order a level 2 charger.
yeah,
Probably,
yeah.
yeah.
Does anybody have any questions about the Forte or any other product before we conclude?
Let's see.
How about getting us a couple likes too?
Yeah. A couple of people saying, I love my 2017 Silver Forte 5 EX Luxury Hatch. The Forte 5 is a great vehicle.
Brad's got a 2017 Forte also.
Oh my
Forte
gosh.
5LX.
Popular year for you
Yeah.
guys.
Mark, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
How soon, oh, sorry, there's a question there. How soon before a car arrives do you have an ETA? Do you have an ETA once you get a VIN, once it's at port, etc.? Okay, so when Kia Canada gets a manifest, meaning what's on the vessel, they'll allocate it to the dealers, and then we have a VIN, and it will say at C status. So C status means that it's either waiting to go to the port or it's at port and waited to be offloaded. And they give us ETAs for that, but the ETAs are based on averages. And right now, getting cars off of vessels in the Vancouver port, none of the averages are right. They're running way behind. So yeah, once it's offloaded, then to get a car to our dealership from Vancouver, it takes about 2 weeks, and that is pretty normal. And it used to be a week to get it offloaded on the vessel, but it could be 30 days, it could be 45 days now. So hopefully that answers your question.
Somebody asked about when does the EV9 come out?
We're going to do a video on what's going on with EV9. So we got a little bit of info, I guess this morning, and yeah, but it'll be here this year.
I also saw somebody asked about the MSRP. So this specific trim level is priced at $23,795 Canadian. Straight.
There you go.
I will also, I guess, talk about the color. So this is, of course, our black paint. Now for Kia, black paint has no extra charge. Every other paint color does have a $250 charge with the exception of matte paint. Not available on the Forte, that is, but yeah. So even if you do want another color, it's not too much of a price difference. No $1,000, $2,000 paint differences like BMW and Audi. Can you imagine? Ooh, that's crazy.
Going back to EV9 for a second, we expect we'll have product on ground in November, maybe even October.
Oh.
So that means I'll probably be wrong by 90 days, right? So it'll be January.
Yeah.
But anyways, we have a dealer meeting in September, and I expect we'll see the product. And we're looking forward to it.
As soon as one actually does physically land here, we'll definitely be filming it right away too. So you guys will be the first to see it. Or you'll see it as soon as we do, pretty much.
Thanks for the compliment. Crew Head US? Mm-hmm. Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you for these videos, although I can't buy from you. I appreciate the info. Love the Tucson and the Seltos, and currently has a 2019 or 2018 Elantra. Elantra's a great car, and so are the Tucson and the Seltos for sure.
Brian's saying EVs are all still built in Korea, even hybrids. Yeah, they are. at this point. That may change, but at this point they're so emphatic about making sure that if there's any quality issues that they could deal with them quick, so they do that in Korea. Yeah.
What is the average wait time for a 2024 Kia Seltos?
I mean, it depends on color and trim. If you're super flexible, there's lots of product coming as far as Seltos. It comes from Korea, so we definitely have had a 40-day delay from where we thought we would be. But I mean, we've probably got 30 Seltos incoming that, some are sold, some aren't. And if you put an order in, let's say next week, you'd probably have it. Most of them will come in within 4 months. So there's not on-ground inventory yet, but the wait is definitely less.
Yeah. I think this is probably a good question to end things off with. And it says, do you know if we have a new version of the Kia Sportage coming in 2024? And I would assume not. It just got released for 2023. So
yeah, there'll be a 2024 Sportage, but there won't be any major updates, maybe some package changes.
Or a new color or something, but nothing that we've heard of yet. But, of course, we'll let you guys know.
When we know.
If anything happens.
You guys will know. That's right.
Absolutely. That's the way this channel works.
Yeah.
Yes, with that being said, if you guys love all things Kia and Hyundai and you want to stay in the loop with everything we know, I mean, a lot of it is all Canadian, but hey, you never know. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, maybe ring the bell for notifications. We go live every single weekday. Every single weekday.
That's right. Nothing to do with the Forte, but any word on the 24 Palisade. So, I mean, the model changeover will start to happen like kind of in around September, October. And yeah, that's kind of normal for that car. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys still in contact with Peter, and how is he? Peter's living his best life.
He just got a new driveway.
Did he?
Yeah, did you see? Well, I guess he redid his driveway.
Peter's a bit of a rock star. He, he moved out to New Brunswick, got there, realized he didn't love the house, sold it, bought another house. Like,
the
guy, yeah, he's great. And he does videos on, mostly on bikes and stuff.
Yeah, he loves bikes. So.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a while. I personally haven't talked to him in a while, but he's a great guy.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Do you want to show the turn signals?
Sure.
Okay. Here, I'll grab the camera.
Get the car on real quick. All right, so I'll do turn signals and hazard lights. Turn signal, hazard. Do you guys want to see high beams?
Sure. Yeah, looks good.
They're very bright. I think, so my car has the exact same headlight unit, except it also has fog lights. And I will say, everyone else, when they're driving in front of me, says I'm blinding them. It's very, very bright. All right.
Well,
okay.
We've been going for about 30 minutes, probably getting close to
the end of showtime.
To the end of showtime.
All right. Pat, anything exciting planned for this week that our subscribers should know about?
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about EV9 this week.
Yes.
And what do we have on the Hyundai side?
So for Hyundai, I don't know what Mike's going to surprise me with tomorrow, but we will be shooting a Palisade test drive video. And I think we're going to try to do some different shots, maybe drone footage. So that's going to be fun. Never flown a drone before. We will see if it survives.
Yeah.
So of course, lots of exciting things for Kia and Hyundai. And I feel like as the week goes on, we always just get surprised with more things. So we don't even know at some points.
Yeah, sometimes we start a conversation, we don't know where it's going to end. And
yes.
Kind of like right now.
And it's a mess.
Okay,
but it's
everybody.
A good mess.
Listen, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate your support and your engagement. And if you have anything that you think we should be shooting or content that you want, please put it forward, and we do our best to accommodate.
All right, thank you again so much. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m.